Right, okay, this one is just going to be a general chat, I think, about what's going on, about what I'm doing at the moment and that sort of stuff, because you seem to be interested. That's fair enough. So, the first thing I wanted to say, and I guess in a way I'm asking your opinion about this as well, everyone's opinion. Right, so what I'm thinking of doing is I'm gonna start like a podcast, like a proper podcast, off of the back of the advice of, well, quite a lot of people actually have been telling me that I should turn this into a podcast, what I'm doing. I think, the form of these videos, I enjoy doing them and I'm going to keep doing them. Don't worry about that for the people that might be thinking I'd still rather watch it on YouTube. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to potentially use the videos I've done, well, and everything that's in my head, as a foundation to put together a series of podcasts. And as I say, with everything I've got up here, loads of stuff. So as I say, I was thinking about using a lot of the stuff that I've already done as foundations to build from, because I'm aware that I'm doing these on YouTube in this form. I don't know. I think the people. Well, I can talk for longer and not feel guilty. It's as simple as that. I think that's why a podcast would work. And as well, my points become diluted so badly because I go off track. And what I tend to do is I'll get a point and think, all right, yeah, I can build that, I can build up to that. And during the building up to it, I forget what the point was. So then I end up turning it into something else, which obviously I can often do and make it sound interesting, but it's never quite where I want it to go. So I think in a podcast format, I can make it much longer and I can decide what I want to say, exactly what I want to say, and I can do it a lot more, what's the word? Well, just more organised, really, I suppose. Just more organised in terms of making something that you can, because I have got so much to say. And I'm constantly cutting myself off because I think that'll take too long. And that's why I've often talked about how many series and videos about me talking about stuff there actually could be. Tons. So why not turn that into a podcast? That's what I'm thinking. And the way my life is at the moment, I have the time to do it. And I think I'd really enjoy it as well. I think I really enjoy it, and I think it will be an opportunity for me to say what I want to say a little bit more, not directly, but you know what I'm saying, in a bit more of a controlled fashion. Yeah. Because I do very much like creating something that's good. Do you know what I mean? I like these videos because they're organic, but if I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to do it properly. As I said before, anything that I do, I don't really do it sort of by halves. That comes back to bite me sometimes, but majority of the time it's fine. So that's what I'm doing. I've got some kit coming that I can do that with. I need to clear a bit of space in my studio. Well, yeah. Well, okay, so I'm getting the podcast stuff. And then what I'm also doing is arming myself with everything I need to start recording again, like I was doing. And I'm not doing, this is me I'm talking about, not the music. I want to start writing stuff again. And I don't care what it does. I spent too long being paralysed musically by trying to decide what people want to hear. I don't care what anyone wants to hear. I don't. I only care about what I want to hear in terms of from music that I'm making. And so the point I'm making is that, and don't get me wrong, it's going to cost me a pretty penny to get myself back where I was, because obviously before the band ended, and even when the band ended and I was making my demos, I had effectively a full Pro Tools setup, a full capable Pro Tools setup, and over the year. Well, obviously a lot of the times the brain of that is a laptop, and they're often really expensive, the ones that can handle the sort of load that you put on a music production laptop. So that died for various reasons that Phil knows about, but anyway. That died, so I mean, Costa Band had ended, and I had the money that I had, and I looked at that money and thought, well, right now that's got to be there for the rest of my life, that money. So even though it might look like a nice number or whatever, that when there's nothing else coming in, it's got to be a really big number. If there's no else coming in for it not to matter, it wasn't that big. So, you know, when all my music production stuff went pop, I didn't have the will to replace it, because I thought I need that money for my future. If I can't earn, because I mean, God, at that point, I thought no one would ever employ me. I was so like unemployable, and that's why I've got so much respect for Dave, because he employed me and let me be me, and never once were like, "Oh no, I can't work with you. You're too much." He find it funny most of the time. That's what I love about Dave. Never like questions me for being me. Not like most people in my life who at some point decide to try and put a ring or a reins around my neck. Do you know what I mean? I always really love the people who don't try and do that. Who just enjoy watching me be me and going off. And you know, it's not always good, but you know, 85% of it's good. But yeah, there are some people that, you know, if you had like a bull with the nose ring and getting hold of that and leading it, it's like, where was that going? Yeah, so I didn't think I'd have the potential to earn enough money in the future. So I thought, well, I can't spend any money making music that no one's gonna, because I mean, this ties back into that last video, doesn't it, really? But there was, because this had been my livelihood for so long, obviously I wanted it to continue being my livelihood, but we were what we were, we formed organically. I wouldn't know how to do that again. I wouldn't know how to do that again with different people. Maybe I could now. But it certainly felt like that at the time. It was just like, look, I can't risk. I lost all confidence in myself as well. Even though I made those songs, I lost all confidence in myself, and I resigned myself to the fact that I wasn't going to do this again. I think that's what it was. I'd resigned myself to the fact I wasn't going to do it again. So why the hell was I going to spend 5k or God knows how much kitting myself out with, you know, all the stuff that you need if you want to make big tracks at home? Because don't get me wrong, I mean, you can do it a lot. You can do it really cheap if you just record in a vocal and a couple of guitars and that. But that's not me. I don't do things by halves. You've heard my demos like Berlin and stuff like that. Christ, there must be, I think, 64 tracks on that or somewhere. You know what I mean? My Pro Tools rig, I could run like 32. What was it? 32 tracks at 64-bit or 64 bits. Oh, you know what I'm trying to say. Numbers do my head in. As soon as numbers come into my head, my brain just goes blank. Absolutely blank. What did I get at GCSE Maths? I got a U. They made me resit it. The score I got the next time I resit it was lower than a U. And then they made me resit it again. And at that point, I think they were just like, well, that's off the scale of that one. You might as well not bother. It's like, you really only just worked that out? Yeah, me and numbers do not mix. But yeah, I had a very capable Pro Tools setup because I like building these. I mean, I call them demos. I don't look at them like demos because I don't care where they're going. They're not demos. They're just what I've created. So I like to sit in my bedroom and create huge sprawling soundscapes, and you need a capable computer to do that, to have loads of tracks running simultaneously, all with plugins, which are effects basically, all with them going. So that's what I'm doing. After doing no for 10 years, other than, as Phil says, which is quite right, working on myself, which I do. I love that he gave me that idea because I didn't think of that. So I beat myself up for not doing it for 10 years, whereas Phil's like, you've been working on yourself and developing as a person. I'm really pleased he gave me that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've been a gardener, not had to do with music. That's all changed again. So now, off the back of Well, I suppose I don't. Well, off the back of the confidence that you guys have given me, I suppose. Off the back of that, I'm going to do it again. And like I say, I don't care if no one listens. Or if I'm not going to be doing any of this to try and launch myself a career. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this to get stuff off my chest. I feel like I've got a lot to say, and I've felt choked for the last 10 years not being able to create and make tracks that even if I just listen to them and love, that's all that matters to me. Or put them on my YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I'll be going out 2 days a week with Dave, and there is a couple of my own jobs I need to do really. Obviously this house needs sorting, but I'm hoping within a month, maybe a month and a half from now, this house will be sorted and I can focus on me again. But in that time, I'm going to get the computer, all the bits I need, and I'm going to sort the room out and set up my studio again. I've still got my speakers, and I've still got all my guitar bits and stuff that I need to make the music, and I've still got, I need to get a microphone as well. So it's a little bit of an outlay, which has made me really nervous, especially when it's not, a sort of something that's going to necessarily bring me any money. But I don't care. I've been paralysed for too long worrying about that. I genuinely feel like I've been reborn, which is I don't like saying that, but I genuinely feel like I have been back into something that I didn't think I would ever even think about again. And those videos I was putting out the other day, that's just because I picked up the guitar, and at that particular time there was something that really inspired me to pick up the guitar. And those ideas that come out, I mean, that melodic idea one, that's just grabbed me as that. I'm onto that. I'm onto it. I've already got lyrics. I've got loads of lyrics to choose from. But obviously I can't develop it as much as I want until I get recording equipment, but I can structure it. Anyway, how long is this one? 12 minutes. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm doing this house up, because this was my house, and then my girlfriend Alison moved up from Buckinghamshire, and she bought a house, and I effectively sort of moved in with her. So I need to get this house decorated, sorted, and everything. I'm halfway there. So this will all be done soon, hopefully within a month, and then I'll be able to focus on me. Although, this is mine, so I guess I am focusing on me because this needs to be sorted. But oh my God, this, I didn't need this. Did I need this? No, I didn't need this. I didn't need this at all. It's been really strange. I mean, lockdown's been strange for everyone, and it's been strange for the whole world. But so, before lockdown, my life was very stable. I say stable. It was stable. I'm stepping on, I'm going to other things there. But anyway, no, the point being, it was stable before lockdown. I wasn't fulfilled necessarily. I was still doing things that were getting me enough of the way there. But then lockdown happened, so I kind of lost my job with Dave because Dave had to go solo for various reasons. So, for 6 years, I've worked 6 days a week, and there were a time when I was working 7 days a week. I think I worked 7 days a week for 2 years, just because it made me feel like I had a purpose. So lockdown has been difficult for everyone, but it's been so weird for me because it started off as, I lost my job and that. Although we've been safe and everything, don't get me wrong, but it was still testing. But then obviously all the listening parties stuff happened, and our relationships were effectively reforged for various other reasons and stuff. But so it's been crazy. So now, like I said, I'm at the point now where I'm back kind of where I was before all this went downhill, in terms of what I'm thinking about anyway, in terms of wanting to create. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make podcasts about God knows what. Well, no battles, and then who knows? I've got a lot to say about a lot. So, but I think that was a question I was going to ask you. Would people be interested in listening to me doing podcasts? Or do they just prefer the YouTube videos? But don't get me wrong, I think these YouTube videos will always be the footnote to the podcast that I eventually do. I'll take a lot of the stuff that I said here and develop it, and maybe an hour and a half sort of talking, in different segments and stuff. And I'm going to get the other lads in, maybe one at a time. Maybe we could do one. There's lots of possibilities. I'm going to get Tim, our manager, to come on and talk, and so I guess that's what's going on at the moment, really, with me. Sorting this house out, doing a couple of days a week with Dave while starting to write again and getting my ideas together for podcasts, etc., etc. But I've got a lot of them. So it's a really exciting time for me, I guess that's what I'm saying. And I'm really pleased that, I'm really pleased it's happening. I didn't see it coming. Who did see it coming? But it's given me something back that I lost. Something huge. God, it's too hot. It's too hot. So this video is a general chat about what I'm doing now. Have I really talked about what I'm doing now? God knows. I probably have. And then something else. Random. So I think I've been in this room long enough now, because I've made 2 videos. Now we're only going to make one, but I thought, well, I'll do that as well, a bit of a general chat, because I was wanting to specifically ask you how you all felt about the podcast idea. I think it's a really good idea, and I think it could be really cool, and I've got some really interesting ideas, and I just hope that everyone would, if that's something that people would be interested in. So yeah, in terms of the Twitter and the YouTube, I mean, I don't know, I've always kind of seen them as one thing really, but I'm starting to see them separately. Shorter videos on Twitter, shorter videos sort of like what me and Dave are doing on Twitter. I'll do more of those, because I don't like to be out, because I do, when I go out with Dave, I'm effectively working for Dave, although I say it's working with him, not for him. Don't know how he sees it, don't matter. But I can't be sort of going, I'm not doing that day, I'm filming myself for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, look good, customers are going to be like, what's he doing? Why is he blogging in my garden or vlogging, whatever it is? You know what I mean? What's going on? But I'll try and do little snippets. And half the time when you're doing that job, you've got gloves on, you're covered in dust or mud, and I'm bad with phones. I kill phones, so I do my best to try and babysit my phone. And when you see someone, you're like, I want to video that, but you're geared up and your hands are like, it's a pain. Do you know what I mean? But I'll try and do more out with Dave. Little videos, little edge cutting videos, a bit of mowing, the drill. And I think on Twitter I'm going to do a little bit more just general life stuff, do you know what I mean? Like going to let my brother and my sister-in-law's dogs out and stuff, because that is always fun. So yeah, I guess I've rabbited enough for this general chat. Really should watch these back so I know what I've actually said. Don't matter anyway, this was a general chat, so it never really had any purpose other than to ask you about the podcasting. That's it really, because in terms of music, I'm just going to make it. I end up with 50, 60, 70 tracks, who cares? I'll listen to them and enjoy them, and any of you guys that want to listen to them and enjoy them, I'll send them to you as well. I don't care. I just want to create something again. I just want to make cool sounds. Playing that guitar and riffs the other day, that one on Gold Top, that melodic idea, oh God, just transported me back to being excited about being alive. Do you know what I mean? That's what it did. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the difference. Yeah, makes me excited about being alive. Which is good, isn't it? That's enough of that. It's too hot in here. I've had enough. I'm off home. It's too hot. Okay, thank you again for watching.